I, 28F, have never had a good relationship with my mother. My dad married young and had 4 kids, me, 2 sisters, 27F, 24F, and my brother, 20. My parents' marriage was highly toxic and they divorced when I was 17 because my mother had an affair with her now second husband. Mother and hubby number 2 have 1 child together, 10F. Ever since we were kids, my siblings I have been subjected to my mother's mantra of "I gave you life, so you should be grateful." From the time we were young, my mother would use the above phrase to gain anything from our sweets, our birthday money, to taking a percentage of payslips when we joined 6th form, ages 16-18 education in the UK. My siblings and I have been fortunate enough that our paternal grandparents are well off and they paid for our university fees, minus my brother who chose not to attend university. However, our grandparents are in declining health and have decided to give us grandchildren our inheritance early so they can watch us enjoy it and not have the stress put on my dad to sort out our portion when their time comes. My brother decided to buy a car with his and save the rest to travel. My 2 sisters are spending it on their growing families. I decided to use my portion for a mortgage deposit and I'm weeks away from buying my first home. My mother is enraged at our choices. When she found out that her ex-in-laws had given us all money, she yelled at how it was unfair that our younger half-sister missed out and how we have a rule that she gets a percentage of our inheritance because I gave them life and they need to learn to be grateful, and then extended it, saying how we never appreciated her sacrifices for us. How we butchered her body, drained her mental state, caused her divorce because our dad was too focused on us rather than paying attention to her, which caused her to cheat. I snapped at my mother and told her to shut up. I told her that we didn't ask for her to bring us into this world because she chose to have kids, and if I had the chance to change who my biological mother was I would, because she's always been a crappy one. Now she's telling the family that I don't appreciate her struggles with parenting, and I've upset her so badly that she's unable to focus on areas of her life that need her. For example, my half-sister, her job as a nurse, etc. My siblings sided with me, but our half-sister has sent me texts saying I need to say sorry for being mean. My stepdad, not the word I want to use, has called me an idiot for speaking to my mother harshly. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Your mom is toxic and she'll likely royally screw up her youngest daughter by making her believe she's a victim of your grandparents' generosity. I don't understand her mentality. You, children, must give me all your money because I choose to have you? And the bit about the half-sister makes even less sense. My daughter missed out on money from people she has no biological or familial relation with? I don't understand her mentality. Mom's a narcissist. Everything's always about her and only her. Normal person logic is just irrelevant here. Not the idiot, of course. Your mom's affair partner needs to sit down and shut up. Your half-sister is not related to your grandparents, she deserves nothing. Your mother is way off base here. Your mom cheated on their son. Your paternal grandparents are probably not her biggest fans. Your mom can go pound sand. Not the idiot. OP's mom needs to keep both her mouth and legs shut. She decided to give birth. She decided to cheat. Nobody owes their parents for giving them life. We are usually grateful for what they do for us during our lives, and she obviously has not done much. You owe her nothing, OP. Not the idiot. Not the idiot. You're absolutely correct. She gave life to you, that's correct. But that doesn't mean you are her slaves. She failed you as a parent, didn't provide for you, didn't show you any love or support. She's a vampire. Get some garlic and keep her away from your life. I, 32F, recently inherited a good amount of money from my mom. I keep the money in a separate account as I still haven't decided what to do with it, and I didn't want it to go to waste. I noticed my husband constantly bringing up the inheritance money and making countless suggestions as to how I should spend it. Another thing is that he expects me to pay for nearly everything in the past couple of weeks. For now, my husband and I met up with his family at a restaurant to celebrate. It was going fine until I found out that I was expected to pay for everyone at the table. My husband's mom joked about paying for dinner out of my inheritance pocket, which made me livid, but I showed no reaction. Just silently paid for my own food, drinks. Then got up and made my way out of the restaurant. They were shouting after me like a crowd, and my husband tried to get me to come back, but I drove home. He got back at 3 a.m. yelling at me saying I was pathetic to get up and walk out on him and his family after they relied on me to pay for their food and thought I was gracious enough to do it, but they were wrong. He said I humiliated him and his family and that what I did was an attempt to get back at them for not being able to help mom when she was sick. Not true is all I'm gonna say. He is mad and is saying that I caused a huge rift between his family and me when it wouldn't have hurt me to pay for the celebratory dinner. Am I the idiot? So let me get this straight. Your mother died after an illness, and the thing your in-laws take from this is great, now she can pay for everything. Yeah, not the idiot. Not the idiot. But please see a lawyer ASAP. After this trick, your husband is likely to divorce you to go after your inheritance. Make sure your affairs are legally airtight so he can't touch them. Not the idiot. No one ever has the right to expect someone else to pick up the tab, especially if it wasn't agreed to upfront. This causes two problems. 1. Let's say for argument's sake that you wanted to treat. But their expectation demand of you treating literally robs you of the joy of picking up the tab. No like being forced. 2. Say you begrudgingly just paid. Now you're setting a precedent of constantly being used, and they will expect you to be the family piggy bank. I, 26F, have been with my fiancé for 3 years. We both work and we both share rent and other expenses. But my fiancé is currently looking for a new job. He lost his old job 3 months ago. My family lives 30 min away, and although it's been difficult this year, I decided to get my brother, who has a chronic condition and has struggled a lot lately and was in the hospital for a few days for anemia, the one thing he's been wanting for some time. I got him an box that cost me $300. He was so happy and I'm glad I could cheer him up during those times. My fiancé received a few gifts from his family. But he wasn't happy with any of them. I got him some perfume and he liked it. We were visiting my family and we had dinner with them. My fiancé looked at this box I got for my brother and didn't stop talking about it. My parents noticed and I told him to stop complaining about what he didn't get this year. That made them uncomfortable, especially since they've been dealing with my brother's health issues and needed to relax. We got home and my fiancé took something from the closet and left for about an hour. I was asleep when he came back. In the morning I was surprised to find my brother's box in the closet. I woke him and asked him about it. Turned out that he dropped me off, drove back to my family's house and exchanged the gift his aunt gave him, a $14 fancy pen, with my brother's box. He said that my brother was happy to exchange gifts. I was so mad I told him this wasn't for him, and he basically took something that is not his. Not to mention a pen for his box, that's ridiculous. He told me that maybe I shouldn't have spent $300 while trying to pay for rent. I told him as long as I can pay rent that was not a problem. And that he needs to find a job if he thinks my money isn't enough. I called my mom and I found out that they didn't actually exchange gifts. My fiancé pressured my brother into giving him his box. I was livid and so mad I told him to take this box back to my brother, but he said it was between him and my brother, but I insisted. He refused, so I ended up taking it myself. My fiancé argued when I took it and said that I was pressuring him and treating him poorly and have no respect for his feelings. I told him he was wrong to make my brother give him his gift and causing him stress and ruining his joy. I apologized to my brother and my parents, and I felt awful because of how my fiancé behaved. My fiancé isn't talking to me, saying that I have no consideration for his feelings and not understanding how he feels not having money to buy himself the things he likes. I'm surprised because he has never done anything like this before. I get that he's struggling with finding a job, but this is not an excuse. Not the idiot. You may want to consider trading in the fiancé though. Your 30-year-old adult fiancé stole from your sick teenage brother and then threw a temper tantrum when he was caught. Girl, just throw the whole entire fiancé out with the trash where he belongs. Ever since he lost his job, he's been showing you another part of him. This is still him. When things don't go his way, this is how he behaves. Stress, frustration, and disappointment are no excuses for such behavior. He basically stole, through guilt, your sick little brother's Christmas present. If it was me, he'd be an ex-fiancé. Not the idiot. He practically stole a gift meant for someone who deserved it more than he did. Hope your brother is alright, OP.